Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So the news that I just woke up to and saw this morning on my Twitter feed was pretty interesting. Well, it was very interesting and exciting, so much so that I decided to go ahead and make a video about it. So if you don't follow Wattpad on Twitter, they tweeted this out today, what you see on the screen, and I'll also go ahead and read it for you. So, big announcement from Wattpad HQ today. We're launching Wattpad Books, a new division focused on publishing exciting Wattpad stories by a diverse group of writers. Now, clicking on the link will take you to the article where you can find out a little bit more about it. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, so let's take a look at this article and learn a little bit more about Wattpad Books is what they're calling it. So, Wattpad, the storytelling, I'm not editing that out, application with which millions of users upload original stories and fan fiction, is creating a publishing division called Wattpad Books. The company has worked with other publishing or media companies in the past to adapt stories from the platform into popular books and movies, as we all know about After. If you don't, then you're probably not on Wattpad. So yeah, yada yada yada. It's talking about all the stories and successes they've had with certain books. Now Wattpad will close the platform for stories to publish his books under the new imprint, starting with 6 young adult titles this fall. So coming up this fall, 2019, they will be rolling out some stories that they're publishing underneath their new division, which we'll look at those in just a second. The company will use what it calls story DNA machine learning technology, that's a mouthful, to take the guesswork out of the publishing equation, said Alan Lau. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize if I am not. The company's chief executive and co-founder. Whereas traditional publishing is based on individual editors' tastes, Wattpad technology will scan and analyze the hundreds of millions of stories on the app to find themes or elements that it might determine a story's commercial success, Lau said. Wattpad will combine this data-driven approach with human editors' critical eye. We're able to take the opinions of 70 million users and what is that? Oh, somebody needs to edit this article. 70 million users and what they are reading and what's resonating with them as a starting point, said Ashley Gardner, who will be the head of the publishing division. The initial list of books were written by users whose ages range from late teens to mid-30s, so it sounds like everybody has a shot. What Happened That Night by Deanna Cameron is a teen psychological thriller. Okay, this is talking about the books that they're publishing, yada yada. All the books that have already been successful on Wattpad. Okay, so even underneath this division, if you get a book published by them, it looks like you won't have to, because normally when you publish a book with somebody, they'll have you unpublish it from other platforms that you have it on, so that readers are encouraged to actually go out and buy the book to finish reading. So they may allow you to leave like a couple chapters up on a website or something to draw readers to actually go out and buy your book. So looking at this, it sounds like all the books that have already been successful on Wattpad, where they will remain after they are published. So it sounds like even after Wattpad publishes the books, because it's the Wattpad platform dealing with this and not another publisher on the outside, looks like they're going to allow the authors to keep the book up maybe in full, like the unedited version. So that's pretty interesting. The writers will be paid advances and royalties that Gardner said are competitive with industry standards. The benefit of their approach, according to Gardner, is that it corrects for the lack of representation in the publishing industry. It is a bit, quote, of a monoculture, and editors who have similar backgrounds in some of the biggest cities in the world decide what the entire book buying public should be reading. She cited 50 Shades of Grey as a book that may not have been published without the community that rallied behind it. That is for sure. Okay, I don't think this paragraph is important, but if you want to read that, you guys can pause it, pause the video and take a look at that. Otherwise, let's go ahead and switch over to the actual official website about this. And if you want to check this out on your own time, I will leave a link for it in the description box below. So, about Wattpad Books. And if you don't want to hear me reading all of this, you can mute or skip forward, but I am going to read it. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Wattpad Books, a division of Wattpad, is the leader in data-backed publishing, leveraging billions of daily insights from Wattpad's global community of 70 million book users. Wattpad Books combines the best of art and science using human expertise and story DNA machine learning technology to identify the trends, voices, and stories that are the future of publishing. By elevating the stories of diverse communities around the world, Wattpad Books is creating a new space for writers and fans of every genre. Wattpad Studios and Wattpad Books are transforming entertainment and publishing using data-backed insights to turn Wattpad stories into books, films, TV shows, and digital projects. Wattpad Brand Partnerships offers a full suite of advertising products to help brands build deep engagement with millennial and Gen Z consumers. Tap by Wattpad, the company's second storytelling product, offers immersive interactive entertainment experiences in over a dozen languages. Are you a Wattpad writer who wants to be published by Wattpad Books? Our advice to you, keep doing what you do best, write. All 6 titles of our fall 2019 list were found through a mix of data. They really are emphasizing this data-driven approach. Data and curation from the Wattpad Books team with special consideration for stories written by diverse authors. Our inaugural list of writers wrote imaginative and interesting fiction across a variety of subgenres while developing relationships with their fans and the Wattpad community as a whole. With the success of Wattpad stories such as After, Light as a Feather, which I did watch that on Hulu, and Chasing Red, it's clear that when the Wattpad community supports something, it's impossible to ignore. And for the books that they'll be publishing in 2019, the fall, let's see what those are. And again, if you want to look up this website for yourself, the link will be in the description box below. Okay, so we pretty much covered everything, and from my understanding, Wattpad is basically jumping into the publishing world officially with this new division where they'll be publishing books currently on their platform, and it's pretty simple and straightforward. So if you're an aspiring writer and you're looking to get something started and maybe even published one day, I guess now would be the time to get the ball rolling on that and get you an account created and start publishing your first book. See what'll happen. And I'll be honest, this whole data-driven approach thing, I don't know. Obviously, they haven't released it specifically. I don't know what that entails, but I'm sure they'll be looking at various other stats, taking that into account. So I don't believe that they're just looking at books that only have tons of reads, because let's be real, there are plenty of books on Wattpad that have like gazillions of reads and the book is trash. I'm not saying that to be mean, but it's true. Numbers don't always matter, so don't let that fool you or discourage you if you think you have no chance of getting published or anything like that, because you're barely getting any reads. Numbers don't always matter. But anyway, I'm excited for this, and I hope that the authors that are currently being published by Wattpad Books have great success with their launches and overall writing careers. And that's pretty much it for this video today. Very short, not a lot of news going on in the writing world. But before I do go, I do want to mention that I do have a podcast solely for helping out my aspiring writers out there. So if you're looking for writing advice, tips, tricks, what apps to use, etc., blah blah blah, the link for my podcast will be in the description box below if you want to give it a listen and support the channel. I upload every Friday around 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Other than that, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.